And we are live. Good evening, everyone. Tonight we will be discussing Ethereum hitting a new all-time high of $2,550, depending on which exchange you are looking at. It's definitely exciting times to be involved in the crypto space in general. Most of our bags are pumping insanely right now. Whatever you're investing in, whether it's garbage like Ripple and Dogecoin, whether it's solid projects like Vechain, Matic, Chainlink, the Graph token, literally everything is going up right now. And that's a good thing. But what you have to understand is you just need to know what you're investing in. Also, we have the Coinbase IPO that happened yesterday, and the IPO actually started to tank yesterday right at the open, which many of us expected would happen, just to kind of wipe out the dumb money, to let some of the early money that invested in the IPO, some of the venture capital money, to basically come out of this. But what we're really going to talk about today is really you understanding how markets can remain irrational for longer than you can remain solvent. And when you see projects like Dogecoin that are worth over $22 billion and they have no utility whatsoever. When I talk about utility and when I speak about utility, I am speaking from the standpoint of outside of you buying it to sell it to someone at a higher price, what else can you do with it? So, for example, when you look at real estate, your home, when you buy a piece of real estate, if you cannot flip that real estate, or if the market begins to tank, there are other ways that you can utilize that real estate. You could rent it out. You could do short-term leases, short-term rentals, such as Airbnb, right? There are other things that you can do to generate cash flow on that asset, or use that asset in other ways besides just simply taking it and flipping it to someone else. See, I've been in this space for well over 8 years, probably 9 now. And I've seen the Dogecoins come and go. I remember they had a coin called Vechain. There was a pot coin. There was DentaCoin. There was BitConnect. And then you wake up one day and these garbage projects, they start to tank. As I've said before, and I'll say it again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with trading this garbage. If you want to speculate in trading this garbage, but know what you're trading in and what you're putting your money into. I want you to think of this as playing hot potato with a grenade, right? You have to think about this. If I pull a pin out of a grenade, I have a certain amount of time before I can take that grenade and pitch it to someone else before it explodes on me, right? So when you think about it, someone said 37 billion, so I may be incorrect. Let's check that. I said 22. Yeah, I stand corrected. Dogecoin's at $37 billion. So using the grenade analogy, I have to toss that grenade quickly before it explodes on me. Now, the next person is going to catch that grenade, hoping that it doesn't explode on them. And that's pretty much what you're going to see happen when you look at these projects like Ripple and Dogecoin, is that people are basically speculating at this point. They're pumping these projects and they're looking to flip them to the next individual. When we look at the crypto markets in general, and just give me 1 second. Let me move this off here. Second. All right. So when we look at the crypto markets in general, as I said before, this quote by John Maynard Keynes, it's so important. And watching Ethereum hit new all-time highs is extremely exciting. And the reason why it's so exciting for me personally is that I believe Ethereum will flip Bitcoin. And when I say flip Bitcoin, I mean flip Bitcoin in market cap terms, right? Not price terms. When you come here and you look at the fact that Bitcoin is worth $1 trillion, and Ethereum is worth $287 billion. Ethereum has way more innovation, way more utility than any one of these other projects right now. When you look at the ICO craze, that happened on top of the Ethereum blockchain. When you look at NFTs, non-fungible tokens, that's happening within the Ethereum ecosystem. Stable coins within the Ethereum ecosystem. the whole decentralized finance ecosystem happening with on top of the Ethereum ecosystem. When you look at DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, all of this is happening on top of the Ethereum blockchain. So again, the Dogecoins will pump, the Ripples will pump, but eventually the market will always come back to the equilibrium where it needs to come. So when you have things like Wall Street bets, you have pump and dump groups, these things are pump. And if you want to trade those things, it's absolutely okay. So, and thank you for the donation, JB. But again, when we look at Ethereum, when we look what's happening with Ethereum, it's absolutely amazing to see so much utility happening within this space. And then, you know, you have people who talk about, well, the fees. Well, we have optimistic rollups and ZK-rollups rolling out. We actually have within the Aave ecosystem right now, we have the Matic protocol that will allow you to actually literally be able to facilitate borrowing and lending for fractions of a penny. And I'm going to highlight these things and actually show you this technology today. I'm not going to sit up here and talk to you about what may happen or what might happen. I'm going to talk to you what's actually happening today. When you look at Cardano, another piece of garbage, it's pumping insanely. We're $45 billion. They just came out and announced that they're not going to have smart contract functionality into late August, maybe July. So they were supposed to launch Alonzo in March, and they can't launch it now. They're going to have to wait to July and August. So again, we see these things time and time again with crypto. All of these blockchains are supposed to be fast. They're supposed to be efficient. They're supposed to do this. They're supposed to do that. And then when it's time for them to actually deliver, they don't deliver. So when we look at Ripple and we say, well, Ripple's up 849%. That's great. But these two projects right here alone made me a millionaire, Vechain and Matic. Vechain's up over 4,700%. When we look at something like Matic, and I believe Matic is down here at 43 cents, it's up 3,600%. So as I said to you guys before, when you think about opportunity cost, there's just so many better places that you could have placed your money than putting your money in garbage like Ripple. Now, again, if you want to gamble or you want to trade a percentage of your portfolio, then that's okay. But I like to invest in things that will be here 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, right? I don't have time to speculate in things that, you know, may pump for this week. And when I say speculate, I mean investments. If you want to trade this stuff, from time to time, I play in some, you know, little garbage, but this was small amounts of my portfolio, nothing major, right? When I'm making investments, I want to make sure that I'm investing in things that actually will be around for the long haul. So that's what we're going to discuss today. Just, you know, exciting about what's happening with Ethereum. Obviously, we have so much more room to go. My end of the year target for ETH is around 5K to 6K end of the year. Long-term price target, we're talking anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 Ethereum, right? And eventually I see Ethereum flipping Bitcoin in market cap terms. So please do me a favor and like this video, share this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure that you set the notifications to all so that you can receive all of my notifications. Also, in the description below, there's a link to join my mailing list. Simply click that link, and by clicking that link, you will be notified when I go live. So therefore, if YouTube doesn't send you the notification, you can be emailed when I go live. Also, for those of you who want to dialogue with me and, you know, talk a little bit deeper or shoot me a DM, you can follow me on Instagram. I also go live on Instagram from time to time, and I share content and information over there. A link to my Instagram is in the description below. Also, if you're interested in learning about crypto and joining a vibrant community where we're talking about crypto, engaging crypto, learning about just different ways you can buy it, you can store it, etc., I created my Tech Academy. We have a free 3-day trial. It will cost you absolutely nothing as long as you cancel it within the first 3 days. Also, if you would like to book a consultation, you can do so right here on my site. And with that being said, guys, let's check the chat before we get into some of the information. And for those of you who are wondering where I've been, I took a break. I've made one video probably in the past 2 months. Guys, I recently became a multi-millionaire. And I just decided that, you know what, I've been grinding and putting a lot of work in for an extremely long time. You know, well over 5 years now. Before this YouTube channel. So it was good to just kind of take a break and, you know, enjoy some success, move around a little bit, party a little bit, live life a little bit, and then, now I'm back here. Now I'm here to, get back on the grind, back to the daily live streams, back to focusing on the academy, back to focusing on, what's happening here. Fantasy Hustlers, what do you think about Vechain price at the end of the year? Do you think it can pass $1? No, I do not think Vechain can pass $1 at the end of the year, but I do think long-term Vechain can hit $1. I can see Vechain at the end of the year probably getting around 45 to 50 cents if this bull market continues to pump the way it's pumping, right? Because you got to think about it. See, this is how out of whack the markets are. Vechain has more utility, more partnerships, and more use cases than Dogecoin. Vechain's valued at $9.7 billion. Dogecoin's valued at $35 billion. Think about that. So if you do 4 times the market cap of Vechain, that will put you right at where Vechain is at. Where Dogecoin is at, right? So if you 4x Vechain, right? Let's pull out the math. You're right. You could probably get to maybe 60 cents on Vechain, maybe 70 if you 4x it. So it just goes to show you how irrational these markets are and how they just don't make any sense, because Vechain has more partnerships, more utility than this project. So end of the year, like I said, I could see Vechain hitting about 45 to 50 cents. I believe eventually these markets are going to balance itself out and get back to where we eventually need to go. Right? So definitely want to go that route. So now, why am I so bullish on Ethereum in the first place, right? This right here is crypto fees. Now, what a lot of people don't understand, again, we talk about utility. First of all, understand that Ethereum is moving from proof of work to proof of stake. Once Ethereum hits proof of stake, your ETH is going to be like a bond that will passively pay you like a dividend, right? So rather than mining to earn Ethereum and to get fees, you're going to be able to generate those fees and those transaction fees with being a validator on a network by simply staking your ETH and securing a network. But right now, the whole concept behind Bitcoin is that Bitcoin is a store of value, and there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin. And after 2140, there will be no more inflation in Bitcoin, meaning that the halvenings will happen so much that no new Bitcoin will be issued beyond 21 million. So what's going to incentivize the miners to keep mining and securing the network? Well, what the Bitcoiners are saying is that there will be so much activity happening within the Bitcoin network that Bitcoin will be a medium of exchange at that point, that it will be able to generate enough fees to keep the miners incentivized to not 51% attack the network or leave the network. Well, right now, as of today, right now, not in the future, not maybe, not a guess, Ethereum is generating and transacting over $26 billion a day in fees. $26 billion per day. So what Bitcoin is hoping to do, Ethereum is the most used blockchain right now today. Fact. Not fiction, not opinion, not a meme coin, right? Not Brad Garlinghouse telling you this. You can verify this on the blockchain. Bitcoin only settles $8 billion a day. $8 billion a day is what Bitcoin settles. Ethereum settles over $26 billion. So when I sit up here and I tell you that Ethereum is more robust than Bitcoin, it factually is, right? We don't have to guess this, right? So when you hear Bitcoin is telling you, well, Bitcoin's going to have this and Bitcoin's going to have that, maybe in the future. I just don't see it, right? I see Ethereum doing it right now, and it's only going to get better as we go forward. I just saw a donation come through. Hey, Eli, where are the videos on your website from your past live stream, members only, for those of us who missed them? It's in the Q&A section. So the NFT presentation that I just did, all of our community stuff that we do together, JB, will always be in the Q&A section, right? So simply go there and you can go and figure that out. Now, I know what a lot of you are going to say. Well, the fees are really, really high within, the Ethereum ecosystem. Well, we have layer 2 scaling solutions right now today. We have optimistic rollups and ZK rollups, and I'm going to show you and prove that to you right now. Now, let's take a step back. This is important. See, I like to come and speak to you guys about factual, relevant information. There is more activity going on right now, today, not in the future, not Charles coming on here with his funny ass hats and his little scarves on. No, there's more activity going on right now on the Polygon network, or Matic, than Cardano, Ripple, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Dogecoin, and probably a dozen other top 25 layer ones. So understand that when you're investing in these other protocols, they're vaporware. Now I know what you're saying to yourself, well, how can we prove it? That's the beautiful thing. Everything within a blockchain can be verified, right? So as of today, right now, if we come here, we can see how many total transactions. If we go back here to the other day, we can just zoom in. There was 374,000 transactions that actually happened on top of the Matic network. Think about that for a second. 374,000 transactions happened on Matic yesterday. And as of today, we have 294,000 transactions on top of Matic. Matic is a layer 2 scaling solution that sits on top of Ethereum. That's going to help Ethereum scale and have more throughput and also reduce gas fees. So when you listen to people talk to you about Cardano, when you hear them talk to you about Avalanche, when you hear them talk to you about Solana and all of these other blockchains, that's great what they could potentially do. What are they doing right now today? As I said to you before, fact, Alonzo had to get delayed. That's for the Cardano ecosystem. So as of today, they don't even have smart contract functionality, right? They don't even have smart contract functionality. Now, some of you are saying, well, what about those gas fees? Well, let's educate you about what's happening with those gas fees because I think that this is important. So, wow, I opened the loan on Aave's new 0x Polygon market in less than 2 minutes for a few pennies in gas, right? Now, again, I'm going to show you these things that actually exist right now today, not in the future. You can transact on the Ethereum network, right, utilizing layer 2 scaling solutions for fractions of a penny. We're going to watch it right here, right now. And as these scaling solutions continue to roll itself out, they will be fully here within the next 3 to 6 months. You're going to dramatically see gas fees greatly reduced. This is why I'm so bullish on the Ethereum ecosystem, because these are things that are happening right now, real world utility, not things that may happen in the future.
Hey everyone, I am playing with the new Aave Polygon market. I just deposited my Ether through the Zapper bridge at zapper.fi/bridge. Anyways, I'm going to deposit 4 Ether and let's see how this goes. So here we go. I'm going to give approval because this is actually like a wrapped Ether on Matic. All right, that's all good to go. So there's my first transaction that's approved and done. And then let's go ahead and deposit. So each one of these transactions costs like a fraction of a penny. So really, really inexpensive, and it gets paid in Matic, which is what you pay your fees on Polygon. All right, there we go. So I'm already done. This is nuts how easy it is. So there's my 4 Ether. And then let's go ahead and draw some DAI. So I'm going to borrow some DAI. Let's do, where does this end up here? Let's see what 2,500 is. Okay, so my health factor will be 2.56. All right. The variable rate is 3.84%. I'm going to go ahead and borrow that.
I want you, again, this is the Polygon network, which is basically Matic, a layer 2 scaling solution Look how low the gas fees are with borrowing and lending with Aave right now. They're fractions of a penny right now, today. Right now. Not in the future, not when Charles and IO, HK to finally decide to get together and do it right now. It's happening today. So, I don't have to sit up here and try to sell you on something. I can prove the things that I'm saying. These things are extremely important when you start talking about utility. What are you buying? As I said, right now, today, there's more activity happening on Polygon, on Matic, than Cardano, Ripple, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Dogecoin combined. Right now, today, these things are important that you pay attention to what's going on. Now, I know I keep seeing some of you talking about Dogecoin. What's happening in Dogecoin is very similar to what happened with GameStop. There's absolutely no reason why the stock of GameStop should have pumped as high as it pumped. But remember, markets can remain irrational longer than you and I can remain solvent. So we have to understand that the markets are irrational right now. They're pumping these coins right now. There's nothing that you and I can do. Dogecoin was created as a joke. It is a meme coin. It has no utility whatsoever. The only utility Dogecoin has is that I want to buy it at a lower price and I want to pitch it to you to then sell it to you at a higher price. That's very, very, very simple. You're playing hot potato with a grenade. And again, I'm not here to knock you if you want to trade it. If these are the things that you want to invest in and play in, that's great. I'm just going to tell you that the projects that I invest in, they'll be here 3 to 5 years from now. They were here 3 years ago. When you look at Matic, right? When you look at Vechain, Bitcoin, Ethereum, these are projects that were here 3 years ago and they're still here and they're pumping. These are the things that I want to make sure that I'm investing my money into, right? So it's important that we understand this. Now, these are some of the scaling solutions that are coming to Ethereum over the next 6 months before Ethereum 2.0 gets here. Again, I already just showed you literally there with when you're using Matic, you can transact for fractions of a penny. Very important. So let's read this article, and I'm going to share this article with you guys. So that you can go and read this article along with me. So it says ZK Porter, a breakthrough in layer 2 scaling. A mass migration to layer 2 is about to take place as protocols move from the Ethereum base layer to optimistic rollups and EVM compatible ZK rollups. Many hope will finally make on-chain fees manageable, but everyone working on Ethereum scaling knows the industry's dirty secret. Even with rollups, we'll probably end up right back where we started. This is because any realistic increase in throughput will greatly get eaten up by induced demand. Rollups can only offer a linear increase in throughput. All data still must be propagated to all full nodes. But to bring true scalability, we need an exponential gain in throughput. That's why we believe this is such an important breakthrough. We have designed a system with 20,000 plus transactions per second that offers more security than optimistic rollups. More importantly, it is coming to mainnet in 6 months with ZK Sync 2.0. So right now, with optimistic rollups, we can get about 500 transactions per second. With ZK rollups, we can get about 2,000 transactions per second. But with ZK Porter, we can get about 20,000 plus transactions per second. So the scaling solutions are already here. Ethereum already has the network effect. This is why I'm so bullish. And again, before we get into this next paragraph, understand that I don't sit up here and talk to you about things that I just made up. If you come here, I was talking to you about Ethereum when it was $164, when it was $140, when it was $100. Today, we're sitting here, we're looking at Ethereum, it's at $2,500. In order for you to make money, especially for those of you who you have sizable amounts of money to invest, you have to see a world that doesn't exist right now. right? You have to be able to look out 3 years, 5 years from now and say to yourself, will these particular projects or things I'm investing in actually be here 3 or 5 years later? And what capacity will they be here? And I believed in Ethereum from the very first minute I saw it and laid eyes on it. And then don't forget, I also am a developer, right? So I started playing with this technology, and I could just see how easy it was to write smart contracts. Then you start talking to other smarter people than yourself, and you start seeing, oh my God, there's so many different scaling solutions coming that even if ETH 2.0 takes another 2 to 3 years, we're still going to be here and be able to get to where we have to, get to in terms of scaling. So back to the article. Why aren't rollups enough? In October 2020, Vitalik announced a rollup-centric Ethereum roadmap, predicting Ethereum could achieve 3,000 net transactions per second if all L1 activity were to move to rollups. This will soon become a reality. Both Optimistic and ZK-rollups now support EVM compatibility, facilitating a quick and simple migration of applications from L1 to L2. So that's another thing that's very important. These new scaling solutions do not require, for example, Aave to go out and have to recode or rebuild their whole code base. It's very easy to just simply port over the existing code base over because these scaling solutions are Ethereum virtual machine compatible. So this is how the video that we just watched with Matic, where you can have transaction fees for a fraction of a pennies, it's a seamless migration, very important. Ethereum is growing at an explosive exponential rate. In 1 year, the number of DeFi users increased from 150K to 1.8 million. But gas fees grew 16 times faster, from 20 cents to $36 per Uniswap trade. So the network effect is there. The growth is there. Now follow me here. When you look at BSC, the Binance Smart Chain, notice that the Binance Smart Chain didn't copy Polkadot. They did not copy Cardano. They did not copy Avalanche. They copied the EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine. And even with doing that, when you look at the amount of value that's being settled, look at the Binance chain. Look at the Binance chain, right? Look how much the Binance chain is settling versus how much Ethereum is settling. Ethereum settling over $26 billion a day in fees. So just understand that when you hear the Binance chain is a Ethereum killer, look what Ethereum's doing in terms of fees, right? Fees means transactions, people going back and forth. Utility. Look at Dogecoin. It's a joke, right? These things are laughable when you have people sitting up here trying to make these comparisons, right? Like at the end of the day, this is what utility looks like. This is what you want to make sure that you're putting your money into. Right? Make sure just make sure that you're keeping these things in mind. So where's the article at, right? It says why? Because any improvement in scalability will be accompanied by an increase in financial activity trading on top of new use cases. Consider what happened during the same period. Monthly DEX volume went from 1.7 billion to 67 billion. DeFi total value locked went from 700 million to 80 billion. That's an 11,000% increase, right? Right? Within a single month, OpenSea sales went from 5 million to 100 million. Now look at this. He says, fees only mean high transactions. No, if you actually go, this is not complicated, right? I literally see this is how you know that you're dealing with people that are, they're mentally ill. Right now, today, Matic has processed 294,000 transactions. Let's remove Ethereum out the way. Matic is sitting on top of Ethereum. Matic has processed 294,000 transactions. Yesterday did 370,000 transactions. The amount of transactions that Matic has processed, which is running on top of Ethereum, is more than Cardano, Ripple, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold combined. So it's not just about the amount of fees, right? It's the amount of transactions. Transactions mean activity. Transactions mean utility. Means people are using these networks. Not buying a coin and saying, oh my God, I'm buying this coin because I hope another idiot can buy it for me higher. Right? 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 Like, very simple. And I'm not wrong about Ripple. Ripple will go to zero. Like, just give it some time. It's like this. It's like saying the same thing about BitConnect, but you go from there. Compared to a mainnet, optimistic rollups will offer a 25x increase in scalability, and ZK-rollups 100x an increase. And ZK-rollups a 100x increase. Before we know it, we'll be back to square one. Unaffordable gas fees and an Ethereum unaffordable for most normal users. And this is why the rollups are extremely important. And the video that I just showed you is extremely important. Crypto is about to go mainstream. And in a world with 3.8 billion smartphones compared to MetaMask's 3 million monthly active users, we need a 1000x increase to handle what's coming. The scalability gap is what motivated the ZK porter. So again, I'm not going to read this whole thing. I want you guys to simply go here and read this, but I just wanted you guys to see that scaling solutions are here, right? So when I sit up here and I tell you how bullish I am on Ethereum, we're sitting here at $2,500 Ethereum, you know, that's a beautiful thing to see. And I'm confident right now, Ethereum's sitting at $2,509. I'm confident that we haven't seen anything yet when it comes to Ethereum, right? And this is why I'm bullish on Matic. You know, Matic, I've been talking to you guys about Matic since it was like 3 cents or 5 cents. And just, you know, how important it was. I believe Vechain since it was less than half a penny. So, you know, some of these projects, you guys had a long time to get involved. Matic is down here and it's trading at 44 cents. So it's a beautiful time to, you know, be involved in what's happening here. Now, earlier today, Etherscan was down. And again, you had the Bitcoin maxis. They were coming out and they were telling you about why this proves that Ethereum is useless because you can't check the supply. There are multiple scripts that you can use to go out and check the supply of Ethereum right now. So again, you have people sitting here saying things that just is factually incorrect. And they say these things because they want to try to create this narrative about Ethereum. Last night we had the hard fork, the Berlin hard fork. And basically there was a bug within the open Ethereum client. And that bug was eventually patched. It only impacted, I believe, 12% or 11% of the network. But again, you had the Bitcoin maxis coming out and telling you, oh my God, this is the end of Ethereum. We're dealing with technology, with programs, with software. Things will break. You will find bugs. This is why you have the Ethereum Foundation and other people working on these protocols. Let's get to this article. A consensus issue with the Open Ethereum client disrupted block production a few hours after today's Berlin hard fork. The Open Ethereum team fixed the flaw some hours after it arose. An open GitHub issue for the software version states that there was a node issue after Berlin hard fork not sync after block. I'm not going to get to the number. The GitHub page comment include numerous Open Ethereum users whose nodes were knocked out of sync by the bug. The Open Ethereum software version supports 12% of nodes on the Ethereum network. Notably, the bug did not affect nodes running Ethereum's most used client, Go Ethereum. So, and this is why Coinbase paused withdrawals today. So a lot of you are talking about that you couldn't withdraw any ERC20 tokens. That was just simply happening because they wanted to make sure that Ethereum could patch the bug. The Ethereum Foundation and the devs can get together and patch this bug so that there will be no double spends or anything like that. And it was basically taken care of today. So Coinbase pauses ETH withdrawals seemingly in response to the issue. Cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase has disabled ETH ERC20 withdrawals according to a tweet. A Coinbase support alert called Ethereum Berlin Network Upgrade noted that withdrawals were halted from both Coinbase and Coinbase Pro. Other services that relied on Open Ethereum, like the Ethereum Block Explorer, Etherscan, and Custodian BitGo, were also affected by the bug. So now let's get to Coinbase, because Coinbase basically went public yesterday, right? And if you look at the chart, We can see right here that it basically just dumped, right? It pumped the first day. It went from 380 and then it pumped all the way up to what's this? 427. And then it just absolutely tanked. My personal opinion, I started investing in the Coinbase IPO today at around $325 ish. Started, nibbling, dollar cost averaging in. I believe personally that it makes more sense to invest in the crypto than it does to invest in the stock of the Coinbase stock, right? I believe that the actual cryptocurrencies are going to perform way better and give you a much higher ROI than the actual Coinbase IPO ever could. And that's just my personal opinion. Thank you for the donation, TD Hip Hop. But that doesn't mean that you should not, if you want to invest in the stock. I just believe that coming out at a $100 billion valuation, then coming down to about $77 billion, it's kind of high right now. But eventually I believe that it will grow into that valuation and potentially higher. But I don't think personally that if you had to choose between, let's say, buying, Vechain, Matic, the Graph token, Chainlink, Ethereum, Bitcoin versus, buying this. I just think that the crypto markets are going to outperform much, much better than the stock market, in my personal opinion. And as you can see right here, this was basically, venture capital, early investors who were able to invest in the early stages of the, Coinbase company taking profit. And that's what you're basically going to see coming out the gate. But in terms of the Ethereum Berlin fork, the bug that happened, the Ethereum devs fix software after Berlin upgrade goes awry. You can go and read this article for yourself, but it was basically taken care of. So that's a good question. Elegance Films. So remember, Ethereum is moving to ETH 2.0, which is proof of stake. So what's happening right now when you're looking at Ethereum Classic pump, the reason why Ethereum Classic is pumping is because people are of the mindset that the miners from the proof of work chain eventually are going to, once Ethereum goes to proof of stake, they're not going to just throw away their mining equipment. So they're going to take that mining equipment and start bringing it over to Ethereum Classic. So that's why you're starting to see Ethereum Classic start to pump the way that it's pumping. If you personally own some of it, you could hold it if you wanted to trade it for that, especially with EIP 1559 coming up. And that's where it's going to dramatically reduce the miners' rewards. A lot of people are, suspecting and expecting that miners will eventually go over to the Ethereum Classic chain. So that could potentially happen. So that's a good way of, looking at it from that perspective. But in terms of development, see, and this goes, like I said before, what are you buying and why are you buying these things? This is what you have to say to yourself. If you're buying garbage like Ripple and Dogecoin because you just want to make money, then you're buying a grenade. When I buy my Ethereum, I'm buying my Ethereum because of the amount of transactions that are happening per day, the amount of money that's being settled. That's economic bandwidth. So my Ethereum is like a dividend now, right? It's like owning a bond. Because now with proof of stake, I can stake my ETH and I can earn those transaction fees, and I can earn the new inflation that would be in the block subsidy. That's extremely important. I want to do that. That's why I want to own my Ethereum, right? So I don't plan on ever selling my ETH because my ETH is going to generate me anywhere from 12% to 18% on an annual basis by being a validator on the network. These things are important. When you buy Dogecoin, you have no utility whatsoever. You are simply speculating that the price is going to go higher because someone else is willing to buy it. It's not a store of value. At least with Bitcoin, you can say that. It absolutely has no utility whatsoever. Thank you for the donation, Brent Scott. And I saw a few of the donations come through earlier. I'm sorry, guys. When I start rambling and talking sometimes, I lose that. I'm going to say Asuni Kutlich, thank you. And please, if I butcher your name, I'm sorry. Gotta catch the replay, bro. By the way, FXRP, Doge, and BNB. I mean, guys, these are pump and dumps. It's not complicated what's going on here. Very, very simple. Prediction thoughts on Theta and Theta Fuel this year. I don't have any predictions on the price of Theta, but Theta is another project that's important. Why? It has utility. It has users. When you see a project that has utility, that has users, right? Partnerships, real partnerships, not I paid you in my token so that you can then dump on the users to say that you're partnering with me. Theta's a monster project. Theta's going to be just an absolute animal. I told you guys I started looking into the project. It's such a deep and broad project that I haven't really had the time to really fully put together enough information on it. But it's insane when you start looking at that project. The potential that project has. Excuse me. 100%. It's just a monster project. Another project that I actually learned about from you guys is Audius, right? The audio project. Has over 400,000 people listening to it and using it, right? These are projects and things that I want to make sure that I'm investing in, right? So I like to invest in things and put my money in things that actually have utility. So that's what I like to put my money into. Users are big for me. Partnerships are big for me. So the Audius it pumped briefly and then it collapsed. I don't know if you're trying to say something, Brent Scott, but it's not popping up. Check out Lusco, founded by Fabian, which is the guy who made ERC20, Web3.js, library, ETH wallet, Mist browser, $250 million market cap. Fabian brought over $1 trillion into crypto from ERC20. I'll look at it, Rose Green. I haven't heard of that project, honestly. I have not heard of that particular project. Right. So name again. I don't know. Maybe if you're asking about economic bandwidth. Economic bandwidth means simply how much money is flowing in and out of a project, right? On a daily basis, right? Again, like I said before, this is important when you start thinking about when you're looking at a project and you're saying to yourself, again, remember guys, when I'm investing, I'm talking about going in $100, $150, $200,000. And I'm talking about a lot of these projects, I don't want to sell them. If I can stake these projects and I'm getting capital appreciation, right? So that project's appreciating. It's going from 10 cents to 15 cents, 10 cents to 30 cents. Okay, so I'm getting capital appreciation. That's important. I'm also getting cash flow, right? Because I'm earning a yield by staking it. And then look how much transactions are happening. For example, on Matic, 294,000 transactions. You can look at the fees being generated by these other protocols. It's embarrassing. It's laughable, right? It's laughable. That's what I want to be focused on. I want my money in things where, again, I'm generating passive income and I'm also getting capital appreciation. If you want to play the pump and dump game, the Wall Street bets game, look what happened to those people in AMC. Look what happened to GameStop. Eventually it crashed. And that's what will happen in most of these other, garbage cryptocurrencies. Let's see what's going on here. And this is why I'm so bullish on Ethereum, and I believe Ethereum will flip Bitcoin. It's laughable to think that it won't happen. Because Bitcoin is just designed to be a store of value. That's it. I think Hex is a solid project. What will be interesting about Hex is the game theory behind Hex, right? When you think about the adoption amplifier and the way that Richard designed Hex, it was designed for if you owned Bitcoin, right? You could basically use it. You could use your Bitcoin to free claim Hex. And then the way that the adoption amplifier is set up is that now that there's no new Hex that could be minted for free, that if you buy it, it's going to pump it more. So now the question is that what's going to incentivize people to keep coming into that project to get new people in, right? And see, that goes back to Ethereum. And this is why I say Ethereum, in my opinion, is superior, because Ethereum is creating products and services to bring new people in, right? In order for crypto to grow, you have to grow the pie. So when you look at the NFT space is going to be so big when you think about e-commerce, when you think about music and ownership of music and ownership of digital content, such as books, such as art, such as collectibles. Think about games. Think about owning actual items in games. That is going to be such a huge driver of economic activity and economic bandwidth. Right. So these are things that I want to put my money into. What's going to bring new money in? What's going to bring the average person into crypto that doesn't care about a private key or a public key or how many transactions per second that you can do or what the throughput is? They just want to be able to use it. These are the things that you have to focus on. And I just think that the NFT space is going to be huge. Huge. Morpheus seems like a scam or rumors. No partners are verified. And it has been going down during a recent run. And what's your best sub $1 billion coin? I wouldn't say what's my best sub $1 billion coin. I would say a project that I'm bullish on that I like is the Audius project. It's audio. That's a project right now. Again, if you're in the academy, I recently talked about that project. It pumped to $4 and it pulled back a little bit. But that's a project that I like. I believe right now, let's see where it's trading at. Audius, it's what? The market cap's $298 million. It's trading at $2.49. That's a project that I'm interested in. It pumped, and I learned about this project from you guys on the stream. Went from 38 cents, pumped up massively all the way up to, almost $4. Back here was like 15 cents, and it pumped massively, and then it pulls back right now. So it's probably going to move sideways for some time, go through that accumulation phase to give you a chance to acquire it. That accumulation distribution phase, obviously some people are probably going to take profit, so we'll see where this goes. But again, I like it for the fact that it has users, like listeners, right? That's what I like about a project. Again, and I know that it's part of the Coinbase Ventures, so that to me, that it's a part of the Coinbase Ventures portfolio and Binance Labs portfolio. I love to see when I see Coinbase backing a project and I see Binance backing a project. That's what I want to get into 100%. If you're talking about Tron, in my opinion is garbage. It's no different than Ripple or any of those other projects of Jest and Sun. I'm not a fan of that project whatsoever. Algo, I haven't had a chance to look at Algo. I told you I mainly focus on the Ethereum ecosystem, right? The ERC20s, like things like Maker, Aave, Loop Ring, Balancer, Banker, 1inch, Uniswap. That's the type of stuff I focus on, right? Matic, Vechain. I'm not really into a lot of these other, blockchains, delegated proof of stake and stuff like that. Because at this point, it's Ethereum's game to lose, and I just don't see them losing it, right? So I just don't see a need to put any thought into that. HBAR is a beast project that's on the list if you're part of the academy, right? HBAR, Augur is another project that I'm big on. Chainlink is a monster. Thank you for bringing that up. Chainlink we have Chainlink 2.0 coming up. Chainlink just hit an all-time high of about $40+. I think it was 43 earlier. So let's go here. We get a better chart. Chainlink by far is one of my favorite projects. Chainlink and the Graph token. I told you I would be, if Chainlink did not hit $100 by the end of the year, I would be I would be surprised. Like, it's just a no-brainer. Remember, Chainlink is an essential for anything that's in like decentralized finance, right? Like, if you need price feeds, you're going to use Chainlink for an oracle. So it's essential software. It's an essential piece for any DeFi application, without a doubt. Same thing with the Graph token, right? Bondly is a project that I like. And here's the reason why I'm playing Bondly also, is the fact that it's going to be compatible with Cardano. When Cardano launches, it's not going to have any apps, or any dApps. So therefore, you should definitely see any type of dApp that comes on Cardano, the first few, to definitely start to pump. They had Tory Lanez, and then they had launch his album on their platform, and then you had what's his name, Jake Paul, with his NFT project that he had. So, and then with the whole insurance market that they're creating for NFTs, I can definitely see that being something that's going to be big. Definitely. Right. So thank you for the donation, Julian Jackson. And let's look at the market cap of Bondly. Right. This is another one that's a small one. Right. The market cap for Bondly is $45 million. Right. Think about this. This is tiny. It's for $45 million. So if you're looking for something that could potentially pump, this is another coin that's, sub $200 million. Right. It's in the NFT space, and NFT marketplace. Could definitely pump. And I believe that they have their own game as well. Right. So this can definitely pump. Definitely pump. Right. And at $45 million, right. If it gets to 450 million, that's a 10x. Right. So this is like a no-brainer. Engine, I've always known about Engine. Engine's a solid project. I had a few Engine airdrop to me years ago. Engine is a solid project. I love what they're doing in the NFT space. Like I said before, I personally don't own some. When I say own some, meaning like invested in a project. I've never put any capital into that project. But I think it's a solid project. I think the NFT space is going to be huge. You hear a lot of people talking about collectibles. NFTs is going to be much larger than collectibles. When you start talking about NFTs, as I said before and I said earlier, it's bigger than just digital art and JPEGs. You have to start thinking about musicians and artists owning their own content. You have to start thinking about the people creating books and then creating a whole bunch of products and services around that book that's unique to the people within that community. You have to start thinking, like I said before, like a game like Diablo 3 or Fortnite, or a game like Warframe, where now you start creating marketplaces within the game, because there may only be 15 Excalibur Prime Warframes and 15 of these particular swords. And if you own these particular swords, now you're creating an economy inside of that game that people can now trade back and forth with, but now with actual pieces of and items in the game that they actually own. So that in itself is going to be huge and big. Think about Fortnite, where let's say that you owned special characters and special guns and special skins that you can now, maybe worth $10 and then can be eventually worth $20. That's going to be huge. Owning your content, owning your characters, owning your actual skins in the game, and not having to depend on the Xbox marketplace or the iBooks marketplace is going to be huge. Huge, 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 huge. NFTs will be huge. And even like with Beeple, how you have like you have the NFT of the Beeple, but then Beeple's actually sending you the physical painting as well, right? So that's going to be really, really important. For those of you who have sports cards, right, you can take your sports cards, for example, and you can scan those sports cards, and then now you make them, you can get like a 2D scanner or 3D scanner, and you can scan them, and then now when you actually scan the card that you own, you create and upload that image, you can create a digital version of that sports trading card, and then you have the physical version, and you could tell an individual when they actually purchase this, you'll send them the physical copy as well, right? So now you're creating a digital version of that trading card, and they get the physical card. Or what you can do is you can put a video together where once they get the digital version of the NFT, you can have a video that they can unlock with their private key showing you shred the actual real physical trading card. So now we know only one exists at this point, right? So there's just so many different things that you can do. And as I said before, like even when you start think about how many artists were robbed, by signing bad contracts, right? Well, when we start talking about smart contracts, imagine if there's a standard contract for all artists that they can know and could be audited on the blockchain, that could be open and transparent, that we can all see, right? That will be big. That will be huge now, because now artists can be able to sign these agreements and know exactly what's in their contract without having to second guess. There's just so much that you're going to be able to do with NFTs beyond just, you know, collectibles. I don't know about them being ghost or private coins. I would have to look into Beam and Grin. My privacy coin that I focus on is Monero. By far, Monero is the best privacy coin whatsoever. Like, there's no competition whatsoever. Just by the way that they do ring signatures and confidential transactions, and how they can basically lump all of the transactions together to basically obscure, you know, which one of these, like the decoy transactions, right? And the fact that you get a new public key every single time, a public address, like Monero, and this is all built into the protocol. Monero is by far the best privacy coin. I don't know too much about Beam and Grin, to be quite honest with you. You know, Stella's been having problems, right, lately. I had this article up here right now. You know, following a node outage, Stella Development Foundation implements network-wide upgrade. So it says, after battling an issue that caused several nodes to go dark, the Stella Development Foundation (SDF) has executed a protocol upgrade to its network. The Stella Development Foundation, which is in charge of blockchain-based remittance protocol Stellar XLM, has successfully executed a protocol-wide upgrade after an issue was detected last week that caused numerous nodes to go offline. So what happened to them is similar to what happened to Ethereum. But remember, what's happening to Ethereum is happening on the new chain that we're migrating to. This actually happened on their main network where they weren't processing any transactions. I look at Stellar in the same category like Ripple. Absolute shit, absolute garbage. Wouldn't touch it. Don't care how much it pumps. I don't want to own it because I know eventually it's only a matter of time before this stuff dumps on you. In my personal opinion. And again, it's not financial advice. You should always do your own due diligence, but I am not a fan of this project at all. So that's where I stand, right? Like I would not touch these projects at all, because eventually, like I said before, it's like playing hot potato with a grenade. Eventually they will fall and what's the name, explode on you, right? It's just a matter of time. Vechain is a monster project with the partnerships that they have. Supply chains is going to be it's a huge business. As I said before, when you look at the price of Vechain, you might have come in late, so I'll build on it a little bit more. Vechain right now, think about that. Like I said before, this is how you know that these markets are irrational and how amateur these markets are. Vechain right now is worth $9 billion. Vechain is worth $9 billion. Dogecoin is worth $35 billion. Dogecoin has no partnerships, no utility. When I say partners, I mean like massive partnerships. No utility whatsoever. None. Zero. Zip. Nada. I don't want to hear about like a person who's accepting Dogecoin. I mean like actual people who are developing on the blockchain, you know, actually partnering and integrating it. Like remember, Visa is settling transactions with USDC, which is part of the Ethereum network. Right? Visa is a major player, right? This is not some like, oh, well, the Mavericks are going to accept Dogecoin. Dogecoin's worth $35 billion. So again, let's just simply do some simple math, like I said before, right? When you start looking at Vechain, can you get a 2x of this, maybe a 3x? Get to a point of maybe being worth $18 to $27 billion? Absolutely. So I could see Vechain hitting 45 cents to 50 cents. Vechain is a project that will be here 3 to 5 years later. I've owned Vechain since it was less than half a penny. Right? Vechain and Matic made me a millionaire. JS, are you a lifetime member? Thank you for the donation. Hi, Elijah. First, thank you for everything that you, thank you for everything. Also, I emailed a request about a private session on the Academy. May you have someone respond to me, please. No problem, JS. If you are a lifetime member, you get the consultation for free. I don't know if you are a lifetime member. If you're not a lifetime member, then you would simply go through the consultation portal. They would then send you the email, for what your questions would be, and if I can answer those questions, then we'll actually send you the bill, and then you would pay the bill, right? Right. But Vechain is a monster project, and look at it. Vechain's up over 4,600%. So that's why I like when I hear you Ripple tards come to me and talk to me about I'm wrong with Ripple. Vechain's up 4,000% over the past year. Ripple's up 845%. Like, it's laughable. Now, with Dogecoin, you could say, listen, Dogecoin slaughtered you. I would say, you're right. For those of you who put money in Dogecoin, congratulations. Hopefully you took profit. Hopefully you traded in and out of it. Because I don't see why you would want to hold this. The same thing that happened to AMC, the same thing that happened to GameStop is going to happen to Dogecoin. And when that day happens, when Dogecoin collapses, I will be the first person here telling you so. So enjoy your victory while it lasts. Enjoy the profits while you have them, right? Remember, it's not what you make on paper. It's not what you make in your wallet. It's when you actually sell and keep it, right? Until you realize these gains, they don't really matter at the end of the day. So keep that in mind. I have no thoughts on Tezos. Tezos, in my opinion, is I sold most of my Tezos. I think I got a little bit left. I told you guys, and it's like as soon as I sold my Tezos, it pumped. Where's Tezos at? As soon as I sold my Tezos, it began to pump. Hey, here we go, right here. As soon as I got out of it, like because remember, I layer into it. So most of my Tezos I broke even on. Some of it I made some money on. So I did make a profit on it, but overall, it just didn't perform well, and then it started to pump. I just think that there's better places for your money to be. I'd rather be in Polkadot than Tezos. I'd rather be in Cardano. If I had to pick between Cardano, Tezos, Avalanche, I would go with Cardano and Avalanche any day than Tezos. I just think that those are superior projects. They have more hype around them. The communities are more engaged. I think Tezos just dropped the ball. Excuse me. Because, again, Tezos, they have a working product, but they have no dApps. They have no developers. And see, that goes back to the point of why Ethereum is superior, right? You can have the fastest blockchain, the most robust blockchain, the greatest blockchain in the world. If no one uses it and no one builds on it, it will just sit. And that's what's happening with Tezos. All of the innovation that you see is happening within the Ethereum ecosystem. It's not happening on Tezos. So you have to keep these things in mind. No, not a lifetime member, but I stated a response in 48 hours, and that had passed. Jay Finest, please advise. I will respond to you immediately. Then there must be some type of miscommunication. I'll get right soon as this is over. I'll get right back to you. As soon as I get off of this live stream, you have my word for that. Just like before when I got you access back into the academy. Thank you for your wisdom and putting us on the real game. I'm about to see $500,000 investing in Vechain. Thank you once again. Congratulations, Fantasy Hustler. That's what I like to see, man. I get so many emails. This is why I can laugh at you trolls and you haters, because I've helped people pay mortgages, like literally like become debt free. I've helped individuals, pay down student loans. So most of the people who have been following the information I've been putting out, it's not just that they're making money. Like I said before, they're holding assets that can generate them cash flow, right? See, this is the most important thing. Like, think about this. I can invest in something at 5 cents and I can get capital appreciation. So it can go from 5 cents to 30 or 40 or 50 cents. So I can, 5x my money. But then I don't have to sell my coins and take profit, right? I don't have to keep trading garbage and following pump and dumps. I can simply take a portion of my profit, cash out my initial investment, but then I can stake the rest. And I can earn 10%, 12%, 14% per year on those stakes. That's the kind of mindset that I have when I invest, right? These are the things that I like to put my money into. So congratulations, brother, for those of you who, are making sizable amount of money with the information that I present you guys. Even the MP3 token had a garbage pump, and a lot of you made 300-400%. I told you guys was the pump and dump and the dump. So good for you guys, man. I love to see you people making money and doing really, really well. I love it, man. I love the emails that I get. I need some of you guys to do some testimonials because I have actually some partnerships coming up in the future. I told you I have some really, really big news coming up in the academy over the next week or two with some partnerships that I was able to put together. So really just to elevate the level of the academy where all of the work's not on me, but you can bring some other people on board who can help you guys with some different spaces. Like, for example, you know, Zero Cool, he's more into the Polkadot ecosystem because I do believe Polkadot's going to be a monster still. Many of you 10x in Polkadot, I told you guys about it right before it even came to the public. I really do believe that Polkadot's a bet against blockchain maximalism, where we're not going to be sitting up here talking about, you know, Ethereum versus Cardano, but a way that we can bridge both of those together. So I can definitely see that being possible. So that's where we're at. But again, I love to see you guys making money, man, and doing well. But Zero Cool, he focuses more on the Polkadot ecosystem. I focus more on the Ethereum ecosystem, and I just think that that can bring more value to those of you who are simply here to learn and grow and move on. Especially when we get into the coding stuff, because like there's some people who are better at, you know, just different aspects of coding, maybe the back end versus the front end than I am. So I'm bringing some other people on board to make this just much more better for you guys. JB, thank you for the donation. Eli, you gotta do a quick demo on how to rewatch the live streams on the site because I can't see them in the community tab. The links don't work. That's weird. JB, then you need to come into the Slack group and post the link and tell me exactly what's going on because I've never heard of that happening before. You're the first person to ever share that. Again, JS Finance, I'll get to you in a second. Thank you. Your free advice made me 6 figures, and I'm interested in technology. Also, I'm learning coding in your academy. No problem, Lamar Morris. Like I said before, man, I love when you guys come to me and you share that you're having success with the things that I'm giving you. Where it's not just a bunch of hype and, you know, and fluff and stuff like that. So, you know, I get the emails all the time, and I try to do my best to give you guys as much value as I possibly can. And that's why I said I've been investing so much back into the academy because, like I said, I want to take it to the next level. Pocket watching with JT, Real Accountants. Go follow him. I like his channel. His channel. He does a lot of reaction stories to Kevin Samuel videos, to Jay Morrison. What other video he did a reaction to the lady Keys. Like he comes from more of a an accountant's perspective, and I think that that's important, right? Because he has the credentials to actually talk about the things that he's speaking about. So definitely go give him a follow. Take a look at what he's actually doing, because again, he's credentialed, right? And he's not a person who's going to give you a bunch of fluff and hype. Like even like when I talk to you guys about tax stuff, I always tell you that you have to be careful with even listening to me. Number one, I'm not in accounting. I'm not a professional CPA. I don't have any credentials in that. And I live in a different jurisdiction than many of you, right? So what may work for me here in New York and how my LLC and my entities are set up may not work for you. So definitely go give him a follow. And I'll actually pull up his channel for you guys right now if you give me a second. Because I was watching the video he put up the other day earlier. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to plug his channel for him real quick because I love the work that he's been doing. So let's go here, and I'll pull it up for you guys right now. I can watch and right. Second, let's pull it up. So I want to make sure I get the right channel. Pocket Watch with JT is what it's called, right? It's not letting me get his link. So I want to make sure I get it. Give me 1 second. Sorry about this, guys. I'll get back to the stream in a second. I just really think that I like to put you guys on to good people. Here we go. So this is his channel right here. Copy his main channel and I'll put it in the chat for you guys. So I just plugged his channel in there. Really good channel. Go take a look at it. And then there was one more donation. Appy Joseph. What is the best broker to buy all these coins? Coinbase does not support most of them. And how do I track all of my coins? Is there one platform that supports all of them instead of different brokers? So let's take a step back. Number one, Uniswap is a decentralized exchange where you can go and purchase any ERC20 token. Then you have 1inch. That's an aggregator, right? Now you have other decentralized exchanges like BISC, for example, like a DEX. You have Changely if you want to. There's a lot of different places, but for most ERC20 tokens, you can find them within Uniswap or within 1inch. I'm going to drop another jewel on you guys like I did earlier. There's another quote-unquote DEX aggregator by the name of Paraswap.io. The fees are a little bit higher there, but they don't have a token. Why am I sharing this with you? Because remember I told you guys about Uniswap before they had a token, and then they airdrop that token to you, right? An airdrop is when you use a product or service, and then they give you free tokens when they create a token. Then remember, 1inch didn't have a token, and then if you follow me and you use 1inch, you got a free some free tokens. Those Uniswap tokens were worth about $1,600 at the time. If you held them, they're probably worth like almost $12,000 now. Paraswap, in my opinion, I don't have any type of crystal ball, right, or any know-how, but I have a feeling that they're going to create a token soon, similar to how Uniswap and 1inch has a token. So I would definitely tell you guys to go and do some trades or some transactions there, so that you can make some money with some free tokens, right? And whenever they do that, I also believe that eventually OpenSea is going to have some type of a token. So be on the lookout for that for those of you who are playing in the NFT space. That's free money if they ever create a token. No problem, JT. No problem. I like the information that you are been putting out. What's up, people? Came in late. No problem, Bullhead Jamaican. Thanks for the donation. Nagabo from the Naga tribe. I love Nagabo. Nagabo is hilarious. Nagabo is absolutely hilarious. I watch his videos. Great partnership. Eager to see what you guys do together. Yeah, I have a lot of things I'm working on, man. I have a lot of people who I've been reaching out back to me, and we've been putting together some stuff. So really trying to take the academy to the next level. I don't see the trolls when we talk about gains. Of course, Armando, you're not going to see the trolls. But like I said before, I like to stand on the fact that I provide value to you guys, and I can back up the things that I say, right? I don't have to sit up here. So if you want to say, let's say I took a L with Dogecoin, right? Because it's up 13,000%. I can't argue with that. So if you were able to get in when it was 7 cents and you made 4 times on your money, congratulations, right? Congratulations. I am not here to argue with you if you did that. I'm telling you that I invest in things that will be here 3 to 5 years from now. Dogecoin will not be at 25 cents or higher 3 to 5 years from now, right? These are the things you have to think about. So you have to make sure that you're paying attention to what you're buying and how you're making your money. And that just makes sense. Again, if you're poor and you're broke, and I always say this to you guys, and you want to speculate in these things, I'm not going to tell you not to make any money, because remember, I'm coming from a privileged position. I have capital. I have money. If you're trying to build capital, then you do need the Dogecoins of the world, right? So remember, it all depends on where you are financially in terms of what makes sense for you versus what makes sense for other people. It just doesn't mean I'm not going to put $250,000 in a Dogecoin. I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. You can use the Well, you have Kraken. Kraken's another exchange that you can use. Like I said, you have Uniswap for Vechain. You can use the Exodus wallet or the Atomic wallet. There's dexes like Changely that you can go buy them. There's Binance, right? So there's OKX. There's a lot of different exchanges that you can go purchase these different projects from. I love 0x. 0x is one of my favorite projects. I made a hell of a lot of money in 0x. 0x is a solid project. It finally started to pick up a little bit right when I took profit. Again, this is another one I cashed out. I didn't sell all of my 0x, but I sold a good amount of it. I took a good amount of profit on it. I should have held it a little bit longer. I was up 10x in that as well. The Graph token is one of my favorite projects. I was telling you guys about this when it was 33 cents. Where is 0x at? Right here. Look at this. 0x is up 1,000%. So it's $1.6 billion. So here's my thesis, right? This is my thought process. Coinbase, they started valuing Coinbase at $100 billion, right? Coinbase is an exchange. So if Coinbase is valued at $100 billion, and it really only caters to, like, U.S. customers. I don't know, maybe being like some Western markets, like in Europe somewhere, but mainly it's a U.S. based company, and it's worth $100 billion. And you look at something like Uniswap, and I'm going to get to 0x in a second why I think this way. Uniswap's only worth $6 billion, right? So now Uniswap is a decentralized exchange. It has a better product offering. It's peer-to-peer, no KYC, no middleman, and you can get most of the tokens that you can get, most of the ERC20 tokens that you get on Coinbase, you can get all of them there. You don't think that Uniswap is worth at least $50 billion, $40 billion if Coinbase is worth $100 billion? Right? So this is how I start framing my valuations when I look at things. I say to myself, I like to look at a centralized version that exists in the real world. So we have a centralized exchange in Coinbase, and I look at their valuation, and then I start comparing them to decentralized protocols like Uniswap, and I start saying to myself, you mean to tell me that Uniswap can't get to 25, 30, 40, 50 billion dollars if Coinbase is valued at 100 billion, and Uniswap has a better product offering, and it's seamless and it's easier to use? So when we look at 0x, right, 0x being an aggregator, I just passed it, right? Where did 0 go? Right here. It's $2.15, and it's worth, $1.6 billion. It has room to run. It's up 1,000%. So it's a terrific project, right? That's how I look at it. Voyager has been having problems lately. Remember, Voyager they stopped people from withdrawing their money. And now, me, guys. First of all, let's take a step back. Any centralized exchange, I'm not a fan of. Centralized exchanges are designed for newbies to get involved in a simple and easy way. Crypto was created to remove custodians and middlemen. Yet many of you keep running back to middlemen and giving them your keys and giving them your crypto. And then you get surprised when they won't let you withdraw your crypto, or they won't let you withdraw, your assets, or they make it hard for you to get fiat into many of these exchanges. I'm not a fan of Voyager at all. I do know that the token has pumped. I personally do not believe that you should leave any crypto on any exchange. Only way you should be doing it is if you're new. I am a fan of getting you one of these devices known as a ledger. This way you control the private keys, you control your assets. Get a MetaMask wallet if need be. This is a desktop wallet, or a mobile wallet inside of your browser. It's a browser wallet. Also, you have Atomic Wallet, you have the Exodus Wallet. Those are free. Atomic Wallet, Exodus Wallet, and MetaMask. These they have a package on the Ledger site for about like $120. Do not buy this off of Amazon. Do not buy these from eBay. Buy them directly from the Ledger website. Please do that. 100%. But I'm not a fan of Voyager at all. I've been hearing they've had some terrible problems with customer support. Be mindful what you're buying and what you're putting your money into, guys, and where your money's being held at, because you don't want to be in a situation where you make some crazy gains and you can't even withdraw them because of some type of verification issue or whatever the case may be. So just be mindful of those things, man. Yes, you can move your Coinbase coins to a ledger. If you want to do staking and participate in DeFi, different DeFi protocols, you can do it and connect your MetaMask wallet, or you can connect your ledger to your different DeFi protocols. So yes, you can send crypto from Coinbase, from Kraken, straight over to your ledger. Now, guys, I think that we're going to wrap this up here. I don't want to go too long with this. Again, please like the video, share the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, make sure that you set it to all. Please make sure that you join my mailing list so that you can be notified via email when I go live. You can also follow me on Instagram, shoot me a DM. If you're interested in learning about crypto, we have a free 3-day trial with my Tech Academy. Please come take a look at it. If you want to book a consultation with me, you can do that right here from the website. But the purpose of this video tonight was just simply to tell you that Ethereum hit all-time highs. And I believe that Ethereum will flip Bitcoin eventually. When I say flip Bitcoin, I mean flip Bitcoin in terms of market cap, right? I do not mean flip Bitcoin in price. Ethereum's market cap is 287 billion. Bitcoin's is $1.1 trillion. And I believe that it's going to happen in regards to, give me 1 second. Let me take this off. This is annoying me. All right. When you look at all of I say this because of all of the innovation that we see happening within the Ethereum ecosystem, right? We have NFTs, ICOs, the DAOs, the DeFi, stable coins, etc. All of this is happening within the Ethereum ecosystem. And now we have all of these different scaling solutions, whether it's optimistic rollups, ZK-rollups, that's already coming out before we get to Ethereum 2.0. Right? It's just a matter of time before we get to where we need to go. We have the network effect. We have the total value locked. We have everything that we need right here within the Ethereum ecosystem. Will there be a number 2? Maybe a number 3, possibly. But that's where I stand. And I stand from the standpoint of markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent, right? And this is a quote from John Maynard Keynes. And I want to, share that with you guys that right now we're in an irrational market. When you see Dogecoin and you see things like, Ripple, Ripple has a $75 billion market cap. You see things like Dogecoin has a $33 billion market cap. And then something like Uniswap, right, has a $6 billion market cap, and it has more utility. You just have to laugh at where we currently are, because there's a lot of amateur investors in here who are just really trying to pump things, and that's okay. If you're getting the pump, right, make sure that you are, taking some profits if you're in some of these pump and dumps. Don't believe that these things will be here later on in the future. Same thing with Ripple. I stand I stand firm on what I said about those projects, that they're garbage, and I believe they're going to go to zero. So, all right, that's what makes a market, though. I believe something will go up. You believe something will go down. One of us will be right, and one of us will be wrong. Fantasy hustlers, I will address that question in the next live stream that we have. I will write this down. It says, what do you think about the Vechain Thor wallet? I'll dive into that as we go forward. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. All of the links on all my sites and things that you need to know is in the description below. And JS, I'm going to reach out to you right now about setting up that consultation. You have my word. Have a blessed and beautiful night, guys. I will see you tomorrow. We are back. I'm back here getting on my grind and talking about crypto and what's happening in the markets. Have a blessed and beautiful day.